Hey, I'm back and we are going to join the strap today. This is the same day as the previous video when I put the bag together, but I am just going to continue filming and do this next part because we are so close to being finished and I'm enjoying it so much that I don't want to quit. So I'm going to show you how to do the strap, but I'm not going to do it with the overhead camera. Again, not a tutorial, just a crochet along. So let's take a look here. We're going to join at one of these tips. Just choose a side. I'm going to go ahead and weave in this end as soon as even before I get started. So I've slip stitched on, but just to hold it in place, I'm just going to go ahead and weave in my end on the inside. And that will be one less end that I need to worry about. It will be secure and in place. So I'm just going to do that. Let's see, can you see what I'm doing here? I'm going to lower the camera just a little bit. It might cut off the top of my head, but at least you can see what my hands are doing. If I put my hands too low, you can't see. And I'm using my Susan's Bates needles that I love. They're the ones with the long eye. These needles are incredible. I seem to use this light blue one. It's the second to the smallest. I think it comes with with 5 sizes, 5 or 6 sizes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sizes. And I don't know why, but I always gravitate to this size, the blue one, the light blue one. It's my favorite. If I lost it, I just have to buy another set because I cannot deal without these needles. They're so cool. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start my chain. I'm going to try really hard not to make this one super, super long. I'm in the habit of making straps that are, crossbody. But I'm not going to do crossbody this time. I'm going to just do shoulder length, shoulder bag length. I'm not counting, I'm just going. I should count, let's see. I could do 10 at a time, 10 or 20 at a time and put a stitch marker. That way if I lost count, then I don't have to count everything. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Stitch mark it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Stitch mark it. I might fast forward this part just so you're not having to listen to me count chain stitches. That might be boring. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I like to count in 5s when I'm chaining before I move my hand. I can feel like I can do 5 stitches before I have to move my fingers, and that helps me keep count. So that's 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Stitch marker. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Oops, uh-oh. See, it just happened. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's 20. All right, stitch marker. We're making some progress. I think that's right. I think we're there. For me, yeah, that's perfect. Okay, so that is 20, 40, 60, 80. 80 stitches, good round number. And now I'm going to join over on this side. Now we have one strap. Ta-da! So we're going from this point to this point, and then we're going to crochet the side, and then, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to single crochet around the side. We're just going to single crochet a nice, pretty single crochet row. And I like to do not too many of these rows on the sides, because I have found out that what happens is if you do too many of them, it makes the side kind of flare out right here on the edge. So I'm probably going to try to limit it to 2 rows of single crochet along the edge here, if that makes sense. So this is day 2 for you, but I'm still on the same day of this bag assembly. And then after this, we are going to make our bag charm, put on our bag charm, and then we are going to style it and model our bag. Okay, so I am in the valley here of this point. So this was the point, now I'm in the valley. So I am probably going to join 2 stitches together across here so it will not flare out. So I'm going to do a decrease. You can do yours however you want, but for me, I believe a decrease is warranted right here. And that's going to help that little corner from flaring out and looking a little messy. So I did my decrease, and now I am going to single crochet up the other side. All right, here we go. I am just so excited about wearing this bag. Today is Friday here, and tomorrow, although you'll be watching this in the future, so today is the last weekend in July, and day after tomorrow, you know what happens day after tomorrow? Day after tomorrow, it will have been 28 years since I gave birth for the first time to my beautiful oldest daughter. And she is going to be, I believe, for the second time in her life, celebrating her birthday without us. Now, I don't like that. I've already mailed her gifts and she's received them. And I just am having a hard time in this empty nester life if I do not see my children on major holidays and their birthdays or our birthdays. That makes me so sad and melancholy. But she is just a great kid, just such a wonderful girl. And so that's what this weekend is for me. I get to reflect back on that amazing day when I had my daughter. Okay, so I'm back over to this other strap, and I'm going to chain 80, and I'm going to do it in little spurts, little sections of 20. That worked good. So I've already made one. Oop, mosquito. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, stitch mark. Summer's still here with me. She's over on the other end of the sofa, just chilling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, stitch mark. The sun is, however, the sun was here or here when we started this video, and now it's on the other side of the house. So I hope that my face isn't too dark and that I'm still in the light. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Stitch marker. And so I've got 20, 40, 60. I have 20 more to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Ooh, almost dropped it. All right. That's awesome. Actually, I'm not going to put that last one in there. I don't need that. I'm going to just join it over to the other point and just keep on going. So I'm slip stitching that there. And now I'm ready to single crochet around this other side. Okay, so I did that side and now I'm doing this side. All right, what were we talking about? All right, daughter's birthday, yes. So she is turning 28 without her mommy. I used to love planning my children's birthday parties. That was so fun to me, especially hers, because it was in the summer, which is my favorite season. So most of the time we had a pool party. That was just a no-brainer. She liked the pool and it was just easy to do. So that was typically the pool party. And then my other sweet baby, she has the same curse that I do, which is being born in the dead of winter. But we also made sure that she had really fun birthdays, but hers had to be indoors. Typically, if it was good weather, since we live in the South, sometimes it was snowy or icy on her birthday, but most of the time it wasn't. And we would do something like rent out a birthday venue or have the kids all over to our house. I used to make birthday cakes for the children, like decorative birthday cakes. I took a class. I thought when I was expecting with the first one, I had it in my brain, I was going to be super mom. Well, the second one is adopted, but in my mind, I gave birth to her too. So I may reference having had 2 children, but I only gave birth once. And when I was expecting with the first one, I'm in the peak now, so I'm going to do that decrease again so it doesn't flare out on the sides. But when I was expecting the first child, I was younger than she is now. I was only 26 at that time when I was expecting, and then I was 27 by the time she was born. But I had it in my mind I was going to be all the things. Yeah, I just had fantasized and glamorized motherhood, and I was going to do everything right. Right? That's a laugh. So I took a cake decorating class. I'm having trouble getting in the stitch because it's a chain stitch, and I don't like to just go through the space. I like to single crochet through the top of it, even if it were, I got it. Okay, it slipped off, but I've got it. Sorry. I'll be right back with you. If you know, you know. And if you're a crocheter, you know. All right, done. All right, now I'm going to keep trucking. What was I talking about? What were we talking about, Summer? The cake class, yes. So I took a decorative cake class, and I did learn how to decorate cakes. And I've used that skill a lot over the years until I realized, it's just a lot easier and more fun to just have someone else make the cake, and I can go ahead and enjoy the party. So that's what I do now. But I can still decorate a cake, and sometimes I will do that. I'll do it for like Easter or Christmas or something. I'll just get a whim to make some decorative cookies or decorative cake. It's a fun skill to have. I still have it all these years later. I can still do it. But yeah, that was my super mom story. I thought I was going to be super mom. So when it's one of their birthdays, I think of that, all those years that I made cakes for them. All right, we are back at the strap, and what we're going to do now is I'm going to single crochet over this chain, and I'm going to get back to here. And then I have a plan. Then I'll tell you what I'm going to do after that. So I'm going to do that. I may do that off camera because, again, I don't want this video to get so long that it's unwatchable or it's so difficult for me to upload it. That is a pain when you've got your so much video footage that it takes forever to upload it. You know, it's really fun making the videos, and some of the editing is really fun too. But when you get into the weeds about uploading issues, that is not enjoyable. That just sucks the fun right out of the room real fast. So I don't want to get this video so long that I'm having upload issues. So I'm going to stop here and I'll hop back on in just a minute. And we're back again, and I'm going to show you what I have done. I've gone ahead and I've done both of my straps, got them attached, and I did go ahead and go down this side part and back up and back down and back up the other side. So what you will do is, if you want to do it like I did, you will do that until you have 2 rows. So your chain row and then one more single crochet row on your strap, and you will have 2 rows of single crochet on these sides. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fasten back on. I'm going to, well, I haven't fastened off here yet, but in the past, I have done this in a way where I didn't fasten off. I would just kind of single crochet and kind of shimmy over to this other side and do the inside of the strap, but I'm not going to do that this time. It doesn't leave a very good look, so I'm going to go ahead and fasten off. And another mistake I have made before, and I am not doing that this time, is just getting carried away with trying to make the straps look really nice and put maybe a decorative edge on them, or making them thicker, wider, just to make them real pretty, using some decorative stitches. And that, in my opinion, has been a waste of time and effort, because once you start wearing the straps, no matter if you have done a different stitch or you've done back loop only when you're chaining down the other side, it just kind of stops showing the detail after you're carrying the bag and the strap starts stretching out. So I'm not going to waste my time. I do think that's a waste of time, so I'm not going to do that. And I'm also not going to make the strap so wide, because another thing I have found out, I really don't enjoy the wider strap. I like it just about maybe an inch, or not even an inch wide. So that's the kind of strap I like to wear, and it just feels better on my arm, and that's what I'm going to do. So I've made enough of these now that I'm not perfect. I don't have all the kinks worked out of it, but because I don't make them to sell, so I'm not like got a assembly line of these going out. I'm not batch making or anything like that. So I make them kind of few and far between, so I don't have all of those little kinks worked out, in other words. But I have done it enough to know that I am learning from a few of my mistakes, or what my preferences are. It might not be a mistake, but I just prefer it another way. So that's how I'm going to do this one. And hopefully you will benefit from the things that I have learned to do differently. All right, I'm going to go ahead and weave in that end. I like to weave in my ends as I go. I don't think I have any ends that need to be woven in that I have left undone. I am just one of those who likes to weave in as I go, so I don't have a bunch of ends to weave in when I'm finished, because that's not fun. Have you ever seen anyone show their work? I've seen this many times on YouTube too. They've got this beautiful piece they've worked so hard on, and then they just kind of give up at the end, or they finish it, but they're like, here it is. I haven't woven in the ends, and yeah, I'm just going to leave it like this. And then they just, you know, it's not really finished if you don't weave in the ends. That would drive me insane if I put something away and called it finished but didn't weave in my ends. I would not enjoy that. All right, so I've got a few stray stitch markers in here that I've put in just so I didn't lose them, but I'm going to go ahead and take those out. And now we're going to do the inside of this strap. And I'll get started and show you one row maybe on camera, but again, I don't want this to get too terribly long, so we will probably go off camera and do the other parts of the straps or finish off the strap. So I'm going to fasten on, and again, we are going to do the inside. So kind of make sure your strap is not twisted and you've got it facing the same way all the way around. So we're going to start here and we're going to go around and down and down and up. And in this valley, go ahead and decrease so you're not getting it flared out. When you get back to the beginning, then fasten off, and we're going to come back and we're going to make the bag charm together. Yay! I'm excited about this. You just wait. You just wait. It's going to be awesome. After I got into it, I decided just to go around the strap one time on this center part. So that would be a row of chain and one row on either side of that chain. So essentially 3 rounds or 3 rows thick, because the reason I stopped was because when you put that on your arm, since this is not a crossbody and there are 2 straps, when you put that, or when I put it on my arm, that's going to be too wide because I'm going to have this other one as well. So I haven't finished this one yet. It still just has 2 rounds on it. But if I have all of that fabric on my arm, I was just afraid it would be too hot and bulky. So I stopped. So I'm just going to do 1 row around, or 1 round in the middle part. So this part is going to get 1 round in the center of each side. And I am finished with one side of it, and I am going around the other one. I'm almost finished with it, and then I will be done with the purse part. So you do exactly how you want to do it, and if you want to do a decorative strap or you want to do something different with your strap, you go ahead. There is not a thing wrong with that. But as for me, that is just how I think mine would feel best on my arm, and that's what it's turning out to be. So that's what I'm doing. And I know I should probably wait and do a whole separate episode of the bag charm, but I just can't wait. I want to finish this bag, and I want to be wearing it, and I want you to be wearing yours. So I'm probably just going to do a quick demonstration or on-screen demo of making the bag charm, and then my goal will be to do an actual detailed tutorial of the bag charm, because I realize there are people out there who may not be experienced crafters and they need a little extra help. And also that a bag charm tutorial might be something that a non-crocheter could use too. It doesn't have to be a crocheter, because there's no crocheting really, except for I might make the strap of the bag charm out of a chain. But other than that, you know, someone else could attach their bag charm any way they want. They don't have to do it with a chain. So it could be diverse enough that people who aren't crocheters could use it. And I will probably, well, I'll definitely try. I'll make that a goal to try to do that, make a detailed video of the bag charm, a tutorial. But we are going to go ahead and hammer that out on camera here in a bit. And then I probably won't steam it or block it on camera, but I did not block each individual square, and I am going to just block the whole bag all at once and put it on my blocking board and steam it, and maybe spray a little spray starch on it. And if I'm completely impatient, as I have been known to be, I may blow it with a hairdryer, or if the sun is still out, I will just let it bake in the hot sun so it will dry and harden and be crisp and real structured and pretty for all the photos and the styling we're going to do with it. That is the plan. That is the plan. So it looks like I am about 40, I don't know, maybe 25 stitches away from being at the end here. So I'll pop back on when I'm ready to fasten off. I'm ready to fasten off and go ahead and weave in my ends. I had a little development happen a couple days ago that I forgot to tell you about. My sister, one of my sisters, she owns a beautiful home in Montana. She doesn't live there. She lives here, but that's her vacation home. Like, I love the beach. That's where mine is. And her vacation home is in Montana. I've never been. I've never been to Montana. I've never even seen her house. And she started building that house at least 2 years ago. Gosh, I think it's been like 3 years ago. And I have yet to see it. So another sister called me and said, hey, let's go to Sissy's house in Montana in September. Would you like to do that? Because she's going to be out there. And she has invited us several times, but, well, she always tells me I'm welcome anytime. But I only want to go when she's there because I've never been and I haven't ventured out to Yellowstone or Glacier Park or any of that stuff. And if I'm going to do that, I want someone who's familiar with the territory to go with me. So I would prefer her be there, and she's going to be there. And she invited us other 2 sisters to come, and we have accepted. So we're going to get to do that. That was a spur of the moment decision to do that trip, and our airline tickets are already booked and our seats are selected. So I guess we're going. Looking forward to that. That's going to be fun. I just fastened off. Oh my word. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm going to, I guess we're going to try to do this with very little editing. So I'm going to carry you over here. Right. Not sure I can see the screen there. Oh, wow. It's going to look prettier with something other than this ugly black dress. So keep that in mind. Yeah, I'm digging it. I'm digging it. I'm digging it. Hot diggity dog. All right, let's make the bag charm. Hey, we're outside. We're on the front porch now. This is a day later, and I'm sorry for the road noise, but it's starting to, the sun's going down, and I'm losing daylight. So I wanted to bring this out so you could see it very bright and pretty. So I have it all blocked. I do not usually block granny squares. If I'm going to put them on a purse, I just go ahead and do the purse first, like go ahead and assemble, and then I do my blocking. I'm going to put these pins. You see what I'm doing? So I have these large pins. This foam board comes with the little T-pins, but it's a pain. I'm looking for Summer to make sure Summer, are you back there? Is she back there? Summer. There she is. Found you. So it's just a pain to stick in those pins one at a time. And I really like these pins where you get a lot of pins on one piece and then you just stick them in, and that makes the job a lot faster. I like those a lot. She's coming out pretty. I just announced that I'm going to be at the Premier Yarns meetup in Charlotte, North Carolina on August 19th. If you can get tickets for that, I would love to see you there. But in that video, I said that I might wear my sunny top. I was saying what I was wearing just in case people were looking for me so they could find me. But now I think, duh, I need to take the Chasing Sunshine bag. And that way you can find me because the bag is bright and I might wear something, a bright color with it, and you should be able to spot me. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm wearing, instead of wearing the sunny top, I think I'll carry this bag. All right, she's unpinned. Let's see how she looks. Ta-da! Wow. I like this bag. I'm digging this a lot. What do you think? I love her. I love her. I love her. I love her. And where she goes, I'll follow. I'll follow. Summer, come over here. She's having none of it. I think she'll look a lot better with a pretty outfit, but she looks good even with this little dumpy outfit I'm wearing right now. I think it's so pretty. So pretty. Do you like her? I'm gonna wear this to church tomorrow. Yes. Even though I don't have my bag charm done, I can't wait. Yep. You're going to church with me tomorrow. Yay! I love it. Hey there, it's bag tassel time. So I've already put my bag tassel on, or bag charm, and this is what I chose to do. So I made the tassel. I did not put the pom-pom on because after I made this tassel, I liked it so much I decided to leave it. But I'm going to make a pom-pom with you, and that way, if I ever want to change it out, swap it out, I can. So I have made a chain loop here, and I've just fastened it onto the bag like this. So if I want to put it back on or switch it out with a different bag charm, you just loop it through and change it like that. So that's mine. And now we're going to make another. I'm going to show you how to make this one as well, but I'm sorry, my sisters keep texting me. We're going to make that one as well, but I'm also going to do a pom-pom one because I promised that I would, and then I will have an extra if I want to use that. Oh my gosh, what? They are blowing up my phone. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm going to switch this to the overhead, and we're going to make that tassel and pom-pom. So I have the Clover Amour Pom Pom Makers, and if you don't have that, you can use cardboard or a fork. There are lots of videos out there for that. I'm not going to do that tutorial. I'm just going to show you this method because this is the tool that I have. So we're going to work with what we have. And if you have this pom pom maker, you flip this out like this, and then you simply put your yarn on and you just start winding. And you're going to wind until you have this thing where this is all filled in. So this little dip here, it's going to be straight across with yarn. So we're just going to keep going. It's going to look like, it reminds me of a roly-poly beetle. Did you ever play with roly-poly beetles when you were a kid? So you'll see what I mean. How the little roly-poly is just going along, minding his own business, and then when you touch him, he rolls up into a little ball, and that is what this reminds me of, is a roly-poly beetle. Every time I make it, sorry, I'm bumping the camera. Every time I make it, I think of a roly-poly. So I have a lot of blue and green left on the end of this skein. And even if I still have blue and green when I'm finished here with this half of the pom-pom, I think I'm going to switch over. Sorry, I keep bumping it. I'm going to switch over to what I have left on the bottom of this one, which is some pinks and oranges, just so I have a variation of color and we don't get a pom-pom that's all blue and green. Because what fun is that if we don't mix the color up a little bit? All right, so we're almost there. I have our little roly-poly beetle almost finished. Okay, so we're kind of straight across here, and then you take this part and you push it down. You fasten it into place, and then you flip this lever out and you do this side. So I'm going to cut this one. You would be doing that anyway, even if you weren't switching colors, you would be cutting each half. So cut that half, and now I'm going to do the other bottom part of this other skein that's left over, which is, I've got a little orange and yellow and I think some bright green on that one. That's what we're going to use. Okay. Mix it up a little bit. So you just do the same thing, and I'll pop back on in a minute and we'll finish this pom-pom. We have our pom-pom all wound, but we're not going to cut it just yet. Now we're going to start our tassel, and I'm just going to use what I have left out of this last part of this skein. I have a few pieces of scrap, and I'm just going to blend it all together, which won't matter. I think it'll be for the better because we have all these different colors we're working with. So I am going to wind the tassel on a piece of cardboard. You can use, if you have a cereal box or any piece of cardboard, just find something that is hard and structured and about this size and just wind around it. We're getting a lot of green here, so actually I'm going to take some of this off. I don't want it to be too, you know, monochromatic. So I'm going to cut that off and start another color. I have some of the pink or peach left. I believe I'm going to do that. I'm going to switch out here. Use a little of this so we can get a little bit of all the colors. Continue to wind. Right now I have a little bit of the teal left, so I'm going to use some of that. So we'll clip her off, and excuse me a second, it's going to take me a minute. I'm going to wind this back on my ball winder, because if I don't, it's going to be kind of a mess. So we're going to do this, and I'm going to take it off of the ball winder. We're going to continue to wind with this teal. This one's going to be very bright and colorful. Very pretty. Okay. All right, I think that's almost enough, maybe a little more. I don't want it to be too skinny, but also don't really like a big fat tassel either. I think that's going to be good. All right, so I'm going to end it right there. And snip, snip. All right, now we're finished winding, and we are going to clip our tassel down here where our little tails are. And I'm going to just try to clip straight across as much as I can. I have not tied it off at the top yet, and there's a reason for that. I've done it both ways. I've tied it before I take it off, and then I've tied it after I have taken it off, and I find that tying it after I take it off is better. So, oops, have a little stray here that didn't get clipped through. All right, and I'm going to lay it, and that way it lets me kind of measure and make sure that my ends are about center. So I'm tying it in the center, and I'm able to just tie it tighter when I don't leave it on the board when I'm tying it. So just tie it, and I'm going to pick it up loose just to see if it's kind of even. And I think that it isn't. I believe that I need to maybe pull it this way a little more. And you can, of course, measure it if you don't want to eyeball it, if you want it more exact. I think that's about right. So I'm ready to tie it off. Now I'm going to put my finger there and tie it again. And then once I do that, we'll be ready to cut our pom-pom and tie off the pom-pom. Okay, so there we go. And you can decide which side of it you want. Like if you want the green out, or if you want the teal on the outside, you can turn it whichever way you want your colors to show. Okay, let's see. I still feel like, yeah, I still feel like some of the ends are longer than the other, and I think it's because the way you wind it. So when you're winding, the pieces that are on the inside are naturally going to be shorter than the pieces on the outside, because it takes more yarn to wrap around the outside as it gets bulkier. So I think that's just nature of the beast, and I'm going to just trim a few tails off. They don't have to be stick straight and exactly even, but I think it will annoy me if they're not, if it doesn't have a little bit of a haircut. If it's just wild and crazy and long pieces hanging everywhere, that will get on my nerves. Now we're going to take our Pom Pom Maker, and you are going to take your scissors, and you're going to go up through the middle where these two pieces meet. You're just going to start clipping, and you may have to go back and clip a couple of times to get all the way through. And you can use larger scissors, but these little tiny ones actually do a much better job. I've tried it with larger scissors before, a longer blade, and just think, well, I can just power through the whole thing. It doesn't go well. So I typically go back and try to find my little scissors if I have not used them. They just work best in this case. I've found through trial and error. I've I've used this Pom Pom Maker a lot. And this set comes in a set of 4 sizes of Pom Pom Makers, if I did not say that before. And they're by Clover, and I like this size is the size that I use the most. It's the second from the largest size, and that's my favorite one. Okay, now do not pop this off yet, or you're going to have little strands everywhere. You will ruin your pom-pom. First, you need to take your thread, since we're using the tassel method, and we're going to go ahead and pull it through this little crack here. You're going to pull it, and it's going to go through there. You're going to pull it just as tight as you possibly can. And this is when I like to start, well, I like to take off one side. So I'm going to go ahead and pop off one side so I can kind of see what I'm doing in there. And I can possibly get my finger in there. I think that's wishful thinking. I don't think I'm going to be able to get my finger in there, but I can pull it tighter if I have a little room to work with. And now I'm going to try to tie it again and get it tight. This is the difficult part. It's really hard to get this thing so tight to where it doesn't loosen up when you're going back and you're tying the knot. I don't even know if another set of hands would help in this case. It might, but it's really difficult to do when it's just you. Okay, it feels pretty tight, but I don't know if it is or not. So I'm going to tie it again. And hope for the best. You don't want these little strands flying out. All right, now it's time to, we're going to pull this out, make sure this stays up so you can find it. And then you're going to pop the other side out. And then you're going to flip it over and you're going to pop this side out. This is where it gets really pretty and satisfying. And now you can pull this out. Pull this off. It just pops together with, goes together with a pin like that. And now we get to fluff our pom-pom and give her a haircut and make sure she looks all pretty. That turned out actually really good. I'm going to pull on it somewhat and see if it's tied good. Feels pretty tight. I don't feel anything. Feels like it wants to come out. So I think it's okay. This is where it gets really messy. So I'm going to give her a little haircut. She almost looks like a jellyfish. I don't want it to be too big, so I could have used a smaller size, but really the smaller size is not quite big enough for me, and then this size is a little too big. I wish they had a 5th size that was kind of in between. Those 2 sizes would be perfect for me, but you can trim it like I'm doing and get it whatever size you want. This is going to be cute. If this isn't just bright and sunny and looks like chasing sunshine, I don't know what does. Do you agree? Aren't you pretty? Pretty, pretty. Okay. It's a little wild right there. Ooh, so much dust. Goodness. All right. There we go. So that's that tassel. And I'm going to have to figure out a way to put the tie on here like I did the other one with the chain. I thought I had it figured out, but now that I have it finished, I'm not sure. I'm going to go off camera just a minute and I'll come back and we'll figure it out. Okay, I've decided on the method I want to use. So cut a strand of yarn, maybe like, that's probably a yard long. and crochet a chain, but leave the tail super long. So, because we're just going to do a few chains, so you're going to go almost to the middle of that really long strand we just cut. So we're just going, and I'm using a size 4. My bag was made with a size 5, but I want this chain to be a little tighter. And I'm just going to chain maybe 15 or 20. Let's see, that's about 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, a little longer, 16, 17, 18, yeah, 19, 20. I think 20 is going to be enough. It needs to be, I don't know, well, the pom-pom probably won't go through that. The pom-pom's going to have to slip through it. So let's go 25. Hopefully that'll be enough, because I just don't want my loop to be so big that it causes the bag charm to hang really low on the purse, but it's got to be big enough to get this ball through it. Now I'm a little nervous. I may just do a couple more. I'm going to go 28. We'll call it 28, call it good. All right, now pull that through, and now I want you to just loop this, and you're going to tie these together right here. Just tie them in a knot. Your 2 ends, okay. Just fasten them together. And now I'm just gonna trim these off to be the same size, just so I don't get all tangled up. And I'm gonna use the Susan Bates needle. Just pull that through, and we're going to find where this is fastened on. Don't cut this tail yet. It is going to be cut eventually, but don't cut it yet, because we want to see where it is in the center of this ball. So I can see it right there, and I'm going to pull this through, make sure it goes under, and I'm going to pull this through. And then I'm going to stop right when we get to where the chain begins, and then pull off your needle and tie it in another knot. So we're going to loop this through and pull it down to where the chain begins is going to be down close to the center of your ball, so that doesn't show. I'm going to do it one more time for good measure, just to make sure it doesn't come loose. And now I can cut these 2 tails and just blend them in with the rest of the ball. Make a chain. As I did on the other one, we're going to make our strap, or it's going to be the piece that ties it on. So you want a long piece of yarn. You want this one to be pretty long, because we're also going to be stringing beads on this one. And you're going to go about to the middle, maybe off center a little bit, because you're going to chain about 20. Your chain on this one is not going to be as long as the one on the pom-pom, because the pom-pom is bigger and that head of that pom-pom needs more room to go through it. This yarn is splitting right here like crazy. I think it's just because I've handled it so many times. When you get down to the scrap yarn and you have your hands on it a lot, it starts separating. Okay, do a few more. Ooh, you splitty yarn. Shame on you. All right, a few more. Okay, and you're just going to pull it, fasten off. And I'm going to tie it in a knot right there. All right, this is the fun part. You're going to get your silicone beads. I will link these beads in the description if you want to order some. And if you don't use them all, what they're great for is to make amigurumi sticks. If you make amigurumi, you can get you some 3mm knitting needles, just like a really inexpensive metal set on Amazon. I can link those also, and you can make your own amigurumi sticks. All right, so the colors, I have some colors here already sorted, and I'll do something different than the one that was in mine. I did not use yellow. Let's get my purse and show you how to choose the colors. So we have yellow that matches. We have the green, that's kind of that color of green. We have the teal, the dark teal. We have the light teal. Let's see, that's more like that color. I don't know if you can see, I'm sorry. Let's see. I'm just talking away and you can't see what I'm doing. So I'm talking about this teal and the green and then the yellow and then this dark teal, and this blue is almost too light. This pink is almost too light, but I do like to use it. And that pink is good. And then there's that orange and also this like peachy orange. I like that one. So I'm going to pick something different. We'll do a different one. This was mine, my first one. I think I'm going to do the yellow. And let's do, we really need the pink in there because there's so much pink in that. I think I'm going to do this. Don't want that? No. No, I'm going to go with that. We're going with it. Okay. This is it. This is it. Okay. All right. Now you are going to get a tapestry needle, and thankfully these little silicone beads are pretty forgiving, so the hole on them will have to stretch quite considerably to get the eye of this needle through that little hole, and also you're going to be pulling 4 strands of yarn through that hole, and that sounds like a challenge. It kind of is, but it will go through because I've done it already. So I'm going to thread and thread both of these strands through. And then we're going to get our colors, our little beads, and we're going to pull them through. What order? Kind of like that. Okay, I'm going to start with the yellow. And if it's a little hard, yeah, you have to really wiggle it. And then this one, this is our peachy color. I'm going to push it down on this. Oh, there. And we're going to do the orange. Oh no, it came off. It's okay. I can fix it. Thread again. Only have one more to go. Come on. And this one. All right, here we go, here we go, here we go, go, go. That's cute. It's about to get cuter. So now you're gonna unthread, and we're going to go ahead and cut this. And we're going to just snip right through. And I'm going to open it up. And I want this to be on the outside, because if I do the other side, then it's kind of just going to all be one color. So I'm going to manipulate it that way. So if I want that to be on the outside, this needs to be on top. So I'm going to flip it over and tie my knot on the other side. And I do want to tie my knot tight, but it's not going to slip out because we are going to make the little doll head like I talked about. Come on, get in position there. Okay. Okay, now I can snip that. This one, the ends on this one are very uneven, but I think it's going to be okay. So I am going to use this as the little strand to make the head. That's not the correct terminology, but to me, they look like, they always remind me of a little doll when a tassel has a head on it, has a top on it. I think I used to play with them when I was little. If my grandmother had a tassel on a curtain, or my mother had a tassel on a curtain or something like that, I automatically wanted to make it into a doll and just play dolls with it. I had a very active imagination, as most children do. Okay, tie that knot. It's tight and fluff it out. Yeah, that's cute, if I do say so myself, but it does need a haircut. It is a little too uneven for my taste. Quite a bit uneven. So I'm just gonna go for it. I will be styling this bag and these tassels. And I hope your bags and tassels have turned out great. This was so fun. I hope you had as much fun with it as I did. Isn't that cute? It's the cutest. Okay, see you soon. So I was just out here styling the Chasing Sunshine bag with my dress, and I am literally chasing sunshine. It was sunny when I came out here, and now it's cloudy again. Imagine that. So I am really happy with the way it turned out, and I actually ended up going with the tassel that or the bag charm, excuse me, that I made with you on camera. The yellow, I just like it, and I like all the little colors here in the side of the tassel, and I just thought it went the best. I tried it with all the different bag charms, and especially if I'm wearing this yellow dress, I thought this one looked the prettiest. So that's the one I'm wearing, and I'll show you these others, how they look with it as well. So this is that's the puff ball, and it looks good too. I like it as well. And this one looks good too. But the colors in the tassel part of this one are not quite as varied, and I really like the beads, love those. So I like this one a lot, and maybe if I'm wearing the bag with not a yellow dress or something more neutral, I might switch out and do this longer tassel. Another thing I want to point out is when I showed you the tassels before, what I showed you before was the tassel when it was just finished, like fresh off the scissors, and it was kind of crinkly. And I did take the steamer, although I did not steam the bag, I took the steamer to the tassels, and they just like straightened out so perfectly, and they did it very quickly. You hit it with the steamer, and then it just gives the flow, just makes the drape and the flow of them so much better. So if you make these and you have a steamer, I suggest hitting them with the steamer. If you don't have a steamer, you may be able to do the same thing with some water and a hairdryer, I'm not sure, but it just makes all the difference in the world. It just levels up your bag charms for sure. So you might want to give that a try. And I am just really pleased with how she turned out. I hope you are. And please, as I have said in the comments, but I'm not sure if I said it online, I've opened up my community tab. So I would love for you to pop on there and put in some pictures of the bags you have made, or whatever you're making, whatever you're crocheting. You are welcome to put it there. I would love to see it. So my friends, I'm going to sign off for now. Summer's in the house. She's an indoor cat. She does not like it outside. Nature is not her thing. She is an indoorsy kind of girl, so I didn't drag her out. I knew she would not like that. She's in the house with her daddy. And remember, my friends, to let your light shine no matter what. Let your light shine and always stay chic. Bye-bye.
Chic, chic, crochet.